Hello everyone and welcome back. It's been a week since the 2.1 patch has dropped, bringing us the SRL event, tweaks to the Titan, and an injection of new exotics. Now this is what was expected from the patch. I also speculated that Bungie might use this patch to sneak in some new actual game content. This could mean anything from quests to more hidden heroic mission endings to secret classified gear. Well, it seems like this just might be the case. The first signs of this is visible in the exotic weapons blueprint kiosk. This is where many players have gone since the patch drop to pick up their new Mida multi-tool or Dragon's Breath. But let's take a closer look at this blueprint kiosk. For clarification, I don't have the Dark Drinker or Boltcaster swords, and I also don't have the Black Spindle. The only other weapon missing is the Tlaloc, the exotic scout rifle for the Warlock, and so you can see everything else is accounted for and visible here on the screen. Now I do already have the Year 1 version of the Mida multi-tool, but not the Year 2, so you can see it's available for me to purchase here. Also, a really interesting thing on the way they've organized the weapons here, you can see on the left column, it seems to be all other primary weapons except for scout rifles. The scout rifles seem to be here on the right side. Now, when the blueprint kiosks first came out with the 2.0 update, I was a little curious about why they decided to organize the weapons this way. But now since most of us have filled out the blueprint kiosk, it's evident that they're just separating weapon types, with the scout rifles and sniper rifles curiously being separated out to the right. Now keep that in mind as you see what happens next. When I go to purchase the Mida multi-tool, something very interesting happens. As you can see, as soon as I purchase the Mida multi-tool, it moves over one to the right and we get a new missing exotic blueprint. So what could this blueprint mean? Well, if we take it on face value with everything else we've gone over so far, it seems like there's a new hidden scout rifle in the game. Now before I speculate on this, let me show you something very interesting that I noticed as soon as I purchased it. If you have a keen eye, or the ability to freeze frame, you will notice that the invective takes the place of where the Mida multi-tool ends up. Not only that, but it's the Year 1 invective. It's definitely very curious, but I don't think it really means anything. My guess is this is just a programming thing they needed to put in just to have an open slot where the Mida multi-tool could settle into. Now, this could simply be a bug in the system. There might not be a new weapon, and this might be something that Bungie fixes in their next patch. But that answer is not as fun as speculating about what it could be. Whatever it is, it seems to require the ownership of the Year 2 Mida multi-tool. Well, why would that be? It could be something along the lines of the Jolly Holiday questline, which requires you to have the last word, although that quest doesn't require you to necessarily have the Year 2 version. And with the Mida multi-tool largely unchanged in Year 2, it's hard to think that that's the reason. The only other reason I can think of where you might require the Year 2 version of this gun might be in a hidden perk that's available only in the Year 2 version. And that perk might have something to do with the compass that's on the side of the gun. Every curious Destiny player over the past year has spent a good amount of time trying to figure out what exactly that compass points to. Some people think it points to the nearest treasure chest, which has been disproven many times. What we're left with is a result that it might just be something that's cosmetic. That could be different in Year 2, but we absolutely have no idea of where to start. My only other guess is that it's linked to a hidden quest, which brings us to the next hidden addition to the game, new dead ghosts. There are 4 total, 1 in the tower and 3 on the moon. 2 of the 3 ghosts available on the moon can be found in the Shrine of Oryx story mission, which is pretty interesting considering we just finished defeating Oryx and his whole army. It's interesting because the last time we had new ghosts in old locations, it was because we had new story missions that took place in those areas. The first dead ghost can be found in the Circle of Bones. As soon as you enter the room, you'll notice these hanging lights off the ceiling. There's one further to the right where you can jump on top of and grab the dead ghost. Continue through the mission until you get to the Hall of Wisdom. Make your way past the enemies and down to the big chandelier. When you get to the chandelier area, make a right. When you get to in front of the big orange door, you can hop on top of this canister, look towards the light on the beam, and jump on top of that. Once you're on top of the light, you can jump forward past the tubes and on top of the beam to get the second dead ghost. The last dead ghost can be found during the Summoning Pit's final encounter. As soon as you enter the room, turn right and go up on top of the right ledge. Then jump on top of the beam sticking out in the middle. If you jump up and to the left, you'll have a little bit of chitin to stand on so you can jump on top of the top beam. Follow the beam all the way to the back and you'll find the last remaining dead ghost. So what does this all mean? Now this might be completely separate from the Mida multi-tool stuff, but I have a feeling that you're going to have a quest line pretty soon that has you either start or end at the Shrine of Oryx and might include a special new version of the Summoning Pits. Now since the Summoning Pits is right outside of the Circle of Bones, it might be a completely new mission that has you start here, similar to the Archon Slayer mission, having you work backwards through this room, into the Circle of Bones, and down through the rest of the Shrine of Oryx mission, potentially ending in a new boss fight. Will finishing that new boss fight net you the new exotic scout? Do you have to use the new Year 2 Mida to find an alternate path down that mission? It all remains to be seen. Either way, the next time Shrine of Oryx hits the daily, you can be assured that lots of people will be scouring this area for secrets. Also keep in mind that next week's challenge is Oryx, and for many of us that will be completing our collection of calcivite fragments. It is highly possible that collecting all 50 will unlock a new quest to attain a new weapon. If there is a new quest, I would be shocked if it didn't have something to do with this area of the moon. What are your thoughts on all of this secret stuff? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Drop a like if you can, and subscribe for more Destiny content. And until next time, I'll see you guys Starside.